Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2. The very best, or worst, of North America, depending on how you look at it. Duking it out in the new season, with new maps that we never even dreamed. The expectations were very low. But they were met. And we have new, exciting maps with new, exciting opinions, most of which are wrong. And I look forward to hearing from you after you like, subscribe, and comment. 30 seconds. New record, I think. But let me first introduce. In the bottom left from Storm Gaming. And as Winter, I am proud to introduce JonSnow. And of course, in the top right, the Micromancer. Her plays dramatic, reckless. They kind of two sides of the same coin, but we're going to keep flipping that coin, I'm sure. This comes recommended from our Team Axon player in the top right, which means something happens. I say that like with an underline because obviously, but highly recommended here on Beckett Industries. A spicy map indeed. Very, very short rush distance. Of course, Nina. I don't know. It comes recommended. I do actually want to extend. I don't know Cyril, Clem, Zest, if you're watching. If you want to send me replays personally instead of drudging up silly things like the ESL Open. If you want to trash talk someone but you want to use me as the proxy to do it via some sort of like diss tracks type of YouTube video. I know Loco probably speaks your language of European, but I offer you the chance. And I extend an olive branch. I don't, that's like saying, me and, you know, ever since I beat every StarCraft 2 pro player and got disqualified from GSL for being too successful, which is, a lot of people ask why I'm not in GSL, that's why. ESL also carried over the rule, and that's why there as well. We've had beef. Okay. But I think by the end of this game, we're all going to go vegetarian. What does that even... I don't know what that means. Anyways. Because if there's one thing we here in America can do, it's talk. Okay. We might not be the best players. But what we don't have in APM, we make up for in WPM. Anyways, please, Sarah, send me your replays. Adept is in the main. Oh. Dodged. Has there been a kill yet? No kills. But Zerglings on the chase. Nina going for a very forward Stargate on her side of the map. Second Adept, Zerglings. Still about 10 seconds off of Zergling speed. The Adepts... Wait. The Adepts are not being caught. JonSnow! Well, the drones find a solid surround, but still. Gonna be losing 3 drones at this stage, as well as seeing the timing of speed. That's not too bad, especially with the Stargate coming up. It's very unlikely. It's very unlikely the Zerglings are actually going to be a threat on the other side of the map. Overlord in the main, Twilight Council spotted. So there will be likely a transition into that ground tech. Like, I was about to say walkie boys. And I could have just not. But I just wanted to throw that out there. But then I was like, you know, like approximately half of Protoss units don't walk. They kind of glide or hover or something along those lines. Or tiptoe. I would say that a Colossus doesn't really walk so much as daintily prance across the battlefield. But no Colossi yet. Void rate. Now, honestly, across the board, even if it does end up being some sort of early mid-game timing, players have gotten very comfortable with taking 3 bases, Terran and Protoss. It is interesting to see. Rarely do you see a match end with 2 bases. At least the third in production is a big part of it, and this Doesn't look like an all-in on Nina. This is not a placeholder third. She's got 45 probes up against 40 drones. John felt obligated to build those spore crawlers. And then, of course, now this is tragic. Every time you build a building, a Zerg, a drone dies. Or ascends. It really depends on the marketing. But John looks like... Oh. Are the queens coming? Brenda! Oh, here we go! Going through the speed zones. We've seen this before. It's gone from a novelty to an obligation. Their job description had... Oh, wow. It's right. It's just right there. It's like 2 seconds. Even for queens, that's quick. Like... Oh, queens show up in 30 seconds or you get your ladder points back. Well, so the adepts are on the other side. One of the queens... Susan, what are you doing out here? Killing an adept. Would you got... The pylon's in kind of a weird spot. Not really tucked in by the nexus. Adepts at the back of the mineral line. Things heating up real quick. A few roaches and queens not well known for intense amounts of DPS, whereas the adepts are the exact opposite. They're in the main. More Zerglings. Not the ideal counter, but they are a counter right now. A lair will be built right in their face. Also notifying us that JonSnow doesn't even have a lair. Down to 35 drones. But the queens are still tapping on the nexus here. Where are you going? Brenda? What? Are you guys just gonna leave? Oh, well, I guess there's not much left to do. But are we not gonna continue the attack? Alright, John is sending the queens home. Their work here is done, but there is still a void ray. Recall comes out of the Oracle, which is not at a lot of HP, but could be a contributor to this fight. And without the queens here, I don't think the roaches and ravagers... Yeah, the queens... Alright, well, they were paid to kill the third, and not one bit more. Okay? Don't you dare try to foist your silly objective. Like, it's your problem now. The knitting crew comes back. You guys! We had a deal! We wouldn't kill each other. Well, that was convenient. So, both players kind of half-hearted, yet firm slap across the face. That's what we've seen here. Nina coming in with the adepts, slaughtering over a dozen drones in that second wave. But, on the other side, losing a third in several key units, and by that I mean one Void Ray. John has been able to recover, because when you are forced into your base, you lose the third, and you're relying essentially on just tech. You're not going to have an actual attacking force. The adepts were the attacking force. You don't have the boots or whatever on the ground, or near the ground. We've been over this. So, John has been comfortable enough to get up to 64 drones, despite the losses earlier. Correctly reading the situation. But Nina... well... Disruptors are going to be the choice. It looks like we're shaping up. A Spire is on the way. The Mutalisks. Potentially... yeah, almost certainly. Certainly Mute. There you go. A dozen. 11. One more, please. One more Muta. Two more. Okay, close enough. Oracle taken down. And they once again, after doing such a great job last time, the queens coming in really not far off the beaten path. That is quite a rush distance. The Disruptors, though, of course, a real and present... Really, that's a bold flank. The gateways are... Wait, I'm sorry, enhance. Yeah, that's not a wall. It's close, though. Close enough. Well, not a wall anymore. The Disruptor just kind of wanders in. Curveball into the queens. The force field. What a save. Though the Disruptor definitely probably should have been there, but what a save. As the army keeps making its way across the map. The Mutas are in the main. Remember them? I actually forgot. But the mutas are working their way through. There's a lot going on right now. Mutas trying to chase the Disruptor. Disruptor getting some very strong pats on the back from the shield batteries, but the Disruptor can't shoot up. A major design flaw. Trying to kill creep tumors with Disruptors probably not the most valuable way to go about it. Corrosive Biles, massive hits. Disruptor doesn't really find the connection. The Muta's still going to work. Here comes the recall. Back to the natural. Well targeted there. Not making the mistake. Oh, but wait. Abandoning a surprising amount of units. The Corrosive Biles don't aim for the Prism. A bit of a mistake there, and there might not be enough units. Nina, the toll booth strategy seems to be working here. Despite the force fields being knocked down, there's just not enough units to actually deal with this. The mutas are still wreaking havoc throughout Nina's base. Are there actually enough Stalkers? Whittling down the muta count would be ideal, but shield battery overcharge gonna help out. The mutas trying to fight. Meanwhile, a battle on the other side. I do remind you, Starcraft is only played by one player because most of us are not good at working with others. That's not the only reason. Oh! One queen obliterated. And things will calm down. Nina knocked back to about 50 probes. John on 64 drones. Not a super comfortable economy, but still a solid enough one. I would imagine taking down the rocks would probably, you know, there are rocks right there. John's got Zerglings in one base, Zerglings in another, mutas in the main. The Ravagers are really trying to wedge themselves between a rock and a hard place, but not just the rocks, John. Okay. All right. The rocks are finally taken down, which makes this position a lot less simple to hold for Nina. The mutas find on a risky path. Oh, you know, there's not enough mutas left over. Or are there? It's not super clear, but here comes the Ravagers and the Lings. The mutas, a bit of a heavy-handed move. I think we know what kind of move was made here. But falling back, force field's looking good. Disruptor shot curving around, finds a connection. Bites off the front of the attack. Zerglings in full retreat. Corrosive Biles almost clip a few on the way out. John expanding directly north, while Nina consolidates her position on 3 bases, down to 40 probes. Now losing 45 throughout the course of this brawl. So far, almost equal on the resources lost. The unit count, obviously not so close, but that's kind of how Zerg and Protoss work. 2 probes over here. The Zerglings may find them. They are on a move command. So those are very... Oh, wait. Those are rocks. John didn't know that. The probes, unhappy to learn that. But there are rocks here. The greatest enemy of JonSnow. Well, that's unfortunate for those probes who really, I don't know what happened there. Anyways, the mutas down for the count. Hive tech is on the way, but Nina has been able to put together a strong enough army to maybe move across the map, hunting down and assassinating the defenseless queens. They did nothing wrong in the last 5 minutes. But where's the observers? The creep with just 2 creep tumors is already across on the Nina side of the map. This is very uncomfortably close here on Beckett Industries. Beckett was a little handsy back when he was he was in... There's a reason he's not the CEO anymore. Let's put it that way. Anyway, shots put out. Oh, one Disruptor looking for a connection. The follow-through finds some Banelings. Not as much as it could have been. Nina gonna be looking for a 4th base sooner rather than later. The Disruptors not really finding the juicy, large hitbox Ravager connections that they need. Nina kind of boxing out via force field, Ruptors, and blink stalkers the Zerg, but at some point, the shield battery living is going to be kind of an important part. Drones is well being pulled. The workers getting in on it. They got a dog in this fight, or at least a heavy investment. That drone. Oh, that's a very dead Ravager. Will there be a blink? There are infestors now. The blink was just used. Can't blink out of those fungals. The fungals looking good. Disruptor. Oh, corrosive by a wombo combo. Not quite as good as it once was. Still not bad at all. A Colossus prancing across the field. The Disruptor still looking for connections. Infestors throwing it over the top. Looking for more. Oh, a juicy shot to the south. The Colossus breaking the fields it steps upon. Is there a follow-up, though? There's not enough units? The fungals are amazing, but there's actually just not any units here. No infested Terrans to throw out, nothing to be done until they recharge the energy for another fungal. The Colossus, Nina at 100. No, watch out! What? Ooh, be careful with those things. The Warp Prism targeted, taken down. Disruptor as well alongside. Another Colossus prances into the battle. Ultralisk Cavern, a surprising of Cape Boys on the field. The Dark Templar, Nina still on 3 bases. Now, she lost so many probes that not actually mining. Oh, there's no detection. Oh, no. Oh, that's the word. You're starting to finally stabilize. You're finally getting into a good position as a Zerg, or as anyone. And then you hear the deets. Oh, I don't even think there's an Overseer. I mean, what do you even do? Like, oh no, oh god, that's the worst feeling. Oh my god. Oh, it hurts. Yeah, there's a spore crawler, but by the time the army fungals can detect them, but these deets have already done the damage. Oh, it doesn't catch all of them. Oh, goes for the other one. Oh, no. Okay. 3 fungals will eventually. These disruptors are very bold out here. They're just putting themselves out there, and who knows what you're gonna catch when you something 99% of the shots you don't take or something. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Infestor, Ravager, but a follow through. Oh my god! Well, looks like Nina found the heart of the swarm. And then immediately evaporated it in a purification nova. It doesn't get much better than that. Almost a maximum radius, maximum damage, maximum. Oh, come on, Nina. It didn't matter that they died anyways. Try to clip both. This is trick shot time with the Disruptors. After that one, I can't even blame her. I mean, the DT's trying to defend, but the Cracklings ripping apart the Nexus. The Hero Zergling! Oh, the save! Oh, 4 HP! Not even close. What a save! And Nina, between the massive Disruptor hits and the save, the shield battery finally finding motivation in life. The shields are all back. My god. Really a kind of like patting yourself on the back situation with that shield battery overcharge. Are those Ultralisks? And Ultra Risk, not nearly as sure of a thing. Finds it, clips 1. A lot of damage, goes right through the armor. Another Disruptor shot, finds the Ultras, but the other 2 chopping through. The corrosive bios landing, 1 Ultra left, chops them to pieces. And finally, we found a use for Ultras with no Immortals, no Archons to hold the line. The Ultras have had enough. They eat that army for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They don't even care if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Everything's the same to them. They're very angry, and also it's hard for them to see over their massive claws. But that's not really related. Follow-through shot, looking for more. Is there detection? There's no detection. The DT... Oh, wait. Am I blind? I might be blind. It's because of my massive arm muscles. Not even related. Moving on. Oh, Infestor gets ahead of things, but the fungal doesn't. I think. What is that? What is happening? Look at this fight. Just look. Okay, Disruptor. The Ultras trying to jostle for position. The Disruptor playing hard to get. The shield battery overcharge. Very good. Very, 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 very important. And I could throw another couple dozen varies on there, but we don't got time for that. More DTs working through. JonSnow not nearly in the comfortable position he once was. The Disruptors have changed everything multiple times. The DT... Oh, no. Oh, the worst. Oh, the worst. Worst. A Disruptor just slaughtered an entire group of... a gang of changelings. Mostly because Nina doesn't build zealots unless she has to, so it's pretty obvious where the changelings are. There's only so much micro. Charge slots don't even really have an active ability. So, if you're not juggling flaming swords at all times that could just fall and amputate your arm mid-battle like Disruptors, then what's the point of playing Starcraft? And that's a very good question, I think. Meanwhile, looking for more... Oh! Almost finds the Viper, but Ultra's trying to move up. An Observer is calling desperately for a Dark Templar. The Blink Stalkers are chasing down both the kind of important Overseers. Hello? DTs, please. Does anyone else see what's happening over here? Will we see? So Immortal's just hanging out. Nina solidifying her position. John, to his credit, that's a 200 energy. I wasn't sure if I was seeing no energy or 200. It's 200. Did I just see a ping? I'm not... Did I ping? I don't know what's happening anymore. The, rocks are finally taken down. The base is found. Immortals. Lings coming around the back. This is a small but fierce army. I'm not actually... There's 2 Disruptors, but a Viper... The Vipers could abduct the Ruptors and interrupt them. Or just kill them outright. The Viper's an interesting and very real counter. Oh, a DT finally shows up. Still, Brenda and her knitting crew holding... could you do something? We weren't hired for that! Oh my god. Oh, you gotta read between the lines of those contracts. Anyways, Baneling's cut. Nina expanding. I guess we're gonna go half map with this one. The battle continues. John losing... I mean, Nina's lost some very expensive units. Despite, like, all the Disruptor hits and all of that. Well, watch out. Losing armies full of Disruptor, Colossus, Stalker is not... Like, it's not... They're not zealots. We've made this clear. Are there Infestors? Finally, the Queen's getting involved. Watch out! The Viper, very important. The Blink Stalkers stepped a little bit too far. Disruptor curves in, finds a hit. The Archons as well, looking for more. Another Disruptor forced back. The base bullied out of position. There's no shield battery overcharge yet. The Zerglings getting on top. The Archons looking for a target. They'll finally find one. There's an Immortal in the mix, but the Archons have been chopped down. And the Vipers are now here. So, good for them. Cool story. Meanwhile, the Ultra's trying to back off. Badly bruised Queens! Now's your time! One Ultra goes down. You gotta be careful with those things. They're very expensive. Another Disruptor shot. How is this battle still going? Another Ultra goes down. Working around the pylon. Ring around that. Oh, the Nexus finishes! Disruptor yanked at the last second. Out of play. On cooldown. Chops down the shield battery. The base itself. The Queens who specialize in dealing with bases. The Nexus dies. The Ultra lives. And Nina taps it out. That was everything. Did not expect that end. But the Ultraling Stalker Disruptor dance. A bit of a sloppy one. With a lot of dangerous parts. But at the end of the day, John holds on. The Ultra's just enough to push through. Alright. Well. If you enjoyed that match, and you think should get some more from these top tier pros, like and subscribe, leave a comment. Check out Nina's stream. John's streams occasionally. I don't know how much he's been doing lately. But the best America has to offer. Maybe not winning every tournament, but hearts and minds and excitement are specialty. Thank you for watching. Good luck, have fun. Stay tuned.